Hey guys, I am officially releasing my new course, JavaScript 360. It's my second course I've ever made, and it's I think it's a pretty good one, actually. I think they're all pretty good, though, but I'm kind of biased, right? So with like every course, I want you to learn. I also want you to have something for your portfolio, right? Learning is only so good as how well you can show off what you have learned. And so there's going to be a cool way for you to showcase that, as well as work on your skills to make sure that it sticks. We're going to go ahead and talk about it a little bit more right now.
Everything.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the course, just so you know what you're getting into. The course normally, on the way Udemy, if someone comes by it, it's going to be $49.99, but because your boy loves you, like family, and family doesn't get shit for free, but they do get it at a discount. So if you use coupon code CodingGuy, it's going to be $14.99. I think it's pretty reasonable. So there is 172 videos, 7 hours plus of content, a little bit about it, what you're going to be going over. We're going to be going over JavaScript syntax, JavaScript language. I'm also going to give a very brief rundown of Git, GitHub, and Markdown so that you can start pushing to your Git, because a lot of people really don't take advantage of this. And then you're also going to have 20 algorithms, and I'm going to go through this a little bit more, 20 algorithms that you're going to find solutions to so that you can use some of this language. What are the requirements? You just got to have some hard work in you. You got eagerness to learn JavaScript, right? The way that I structured the course is basic introduction, all that good stuff, what I'm using, and then the way that it goes, and you don't necessarily have to do it in order. This is one of those things where I want to introduce you to all of the logic sort of operators, all of the methods of strings, for instance. Then we talk about what are strings, some of their properties, and then we go through all the methods that are used. You can almost use it as a little bit of a video dictionary later on, was kind of the idea here. And you can see most of these are 1 to 2 minute videos. Same thing with numbers, go through here. Same thing with array methods. And some of these are a little bit longer, you know, the map 440 sort of thing. That's also because in certain cases I'm providing additional context. We're going through each one of these and giving examples, and there's previews in here, so of course you can go and see which ones are yours. You know, going through operators, you know, going through Boolean methods, control flow, events. So this is something the course doesn't focus a ton on. JavaScript is obviously, you know, based off user events, how the users are interacting, but I personally am not super qualified to talk about vanilla JavaScript DOM manipulation. As long as I've been a developer, I've always used frameworks for most of it. You know, it's occasional like, oh, well, the framework doesn't do this, how can I just do it in vanilla JavaScript? You go and do it. But it's sort of before my time, in all honesty. And besides the practice I did when I was learning development, but I did want to touch on some of the vanilla JavaScript things to introduce you to it, and it's something I plan on covering in JavaScript 360 Part 2, where I'm going to deep dive more so into the vanilla JavaScript DOM manipulation sort of stuff, and in there I'll have like 2-3 projects. Unfortunately, I just don't have enough time right now with college and everything. So, but I did want to introduce you to some of the events, because these are the things that you're probably going to be most accustomed to. And also, when you're using a framework, there's usually going to be a way of doing this. Also, we talk a little bit about clean code, the importance of clean code, some examples of how you might write cleaner code, because this is what's going to make you stand out a little bit when someone's looking at your code. It's really easy to tell when somebody is a bit of an amateur, and you want your code to essentially reflect your skill level. And so we talk a little bit about that. And I do give you some examples of vanilla JOM, like talking a little bit about the style property, adding classes, removing classes, inner text, inner HTML set attribute, the stuff that I would use 9 out of 10 times sort of thing. But this course really isn't about vanilla JavaScript. A little bit about JSON, a section about ES6, a little bit about functions, math object, data object, quick rundown to Git and Markdown, and we're going to talk a little bit more. And this is a section I'm really excited about. So once you've gone through all this, The biggest issue I have always had with tutorials is a lot of times they don't give you some practice. They don't give you like some it's too guided of a, hey, we're going to build a project now, but you don't give them anything else to build on their own, right? And so one of the things I did with my Angular 360 course was we built out a project, and then I built wireframes, and I did a video explaining what features you were going to build now. And I gave you some hints of how you might get going on that because you need to be able to use this on your own. And so this is what this section is here, this algorithm practice. And the way that it works is you have an objective, and that's going to be your Markdown file. And this is also going to be how you're going to build your GitHub. Is this going to show that, hey, I'm practicing, I'm learning, I'm studying algorithms and how to use all of the, the string methods, the array methods, all that sort of stuff, so that you can see that I can put this together. So let's go and actually jump into my text editor here. But you'll see here you have this Markdown file, which we're going to be going over Markdown as well in that 10-minute video. It's a very brief introduction of just some shorthand HTML, right? How to create some heading objects, how to create some bullet points, stuff like that. But essentially what it's going to be is the first video is going to be an objective, me walking you through this Markdown file, saying, hey, write a function that takes in, this is one of the earlier ones, pretty straightforward, but you need the basic when you are at basic, and they get harder as they go on, right? So write a function that takes in a string of your first name and a string of your last name and returns them, format an example below. So that's our objective. Some cases for you to check out. Hey, if Dylan Israel comes in, I will return, hi, my name is Dylan Israel. And then I give you some hints. And this one's pretty straightforward. How I solved it, hints. I used two parameters. Concat was a method that I used. And so now, if you're, damn, Dylan, what the hell does concat do? I don't remember. That was 4 weeks ago. That's 2 hours ago. I still don't remember. I'm getting information overload. You can jump back in there and say, what does concat do? Oh, well, it looks like it adds strings together. How might I use that? And some of them have multiple solutions, right? So this one's you can actually write this in 2-3 different ways. And this also will go back to explaining clean code as we do it. And I talk a little bit about a extension I use, Quokka, so that you can see the output here as well. And this is going to be one of the ways that you can go and then you solve this first one, bam, push it up to your GitHub and move forward. Now, obviously, that's an easy one, but there are currently 21 of these, and they get progressively harder. And I do have multiple solutions, and I encourage you to share. If you solve something in a very unique way or a better way, I encourage you to share it in the comments below, and I'm happy to actually make another video about it, because I think one of the reasons I show how to solve some of these in multiple ways is not necessarily just to show a different way, but there are better ways, there are different ways, and it gets you to see and be accustomed to how other people think and do logic, and it makes you a better developer in the process. So I'm going to continue to add a few more algorithms to this as I have some time. And if there's something that you think, hey, Dylan, I think this should really be part of this course, I encourage you to share with me. Unlike my Angular 360 course, which was everything I wanted in that course, I actually plan on adding additional content to this, but I'm happy with where it's at right now to say that I think you get good value, and it's a good place to start for someone who's trying to pick up JavaScript or just wants maybe a video reference for some of the methods that they're using almost every day in JavaScript, or trying to learn JavaScript, to have something there. So as always, guys, I appreciate you watching this video. It is a pleasure of mine to be able to make this course. It took a long while for me. I know it's 7 hours of content. Mike's sort of rule of thumb, if you want to know how long the course actually took, just multiply it by 5, right? So it probably took me 40 hours almost to make this course over about 5-6 weeks on the weekends. And it's always fun doing it, and it's always nice to know that I have somebody who will, at least a few of you, will look at it and check it out and give me feedback. So please do give me feedback on all my courses. This is only my second course. I'm going to be doing this JavaScript thing for a while, I think, and so I need to keep getting better myself. And make sure my courses are getting better and better and better, and try to have whatever impact I can to help everybody in the process, because there's been people who have helped me. So if you're interested in the course, there's a link in the description below where you can get it for $14.99. I appreciate it, guys. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff in the videos, which a lot of you have and have been helping the channel out a ton. I've seen like 30% growth this month, and my shares have been up about 50%. So I appreciate that very much. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Hey, baby. I think my next course is going to be how to be Dr. Love.
You think you have to get...
Think you're funny, huh? Hey guys, if you're interested in a nice JavaScript course, I just released my second course, and in here we're actually going to be breaking down JavaScript as a language, as well as give you some opportunities to solve some algorithms and build up your GitHub, as well as introduce you a little bit to Markdown. There's a link in the description to get the course for just $15 if you're interested. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.